Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I already work in our that part, that means in our details, that description part, and now I want to work in our related news part. For doing this, like here, I already discussed about that things with you, so how can actually make that things dynamic. So that is our first part, and here you can see there is actually the related news. So now I want to actually work on particular that position. For doing this, first of all, we have to work in our details space controller. So here I want to create one of the variable on here after this. Okay, so here I just take first of all one of the variable, I just name it as a related news. Okay, related underscore news. So this type of one of the variable I take, and now it should be the same, because here also we need all that field. Like here, if you go to that positions, like here you can see we also need that our category, we also need our comments, we also need the author, that means the creator. So it should be the same with our post. So better I just copy it. Okay, I just copy from here and I paste on particular that position. So that post model here I just define with our creator category and the comments, and also I define where status will be the one, then it should be get. Okay, so I just defining as a one. I already discussed about a lot of the time about it. I hope it's very much clear to you. So now I want to add some of the conditions. Like here I want to define as a where, and where I just defining as the ID. So when this ID not equal, so here I just defining it with a not equal our this post ID, that means the current post ID. Here it means if you go to the details page, like they have some of the details page, or the one of the category details page will be visible on here. So all that related others category will be visible on here without this post, right? So that's the things I want to do. Without this post, he will be display rest of all that other category on particular that position. For doing this here, I just defining it the where ID will be the not equal our this post, that means this post ID. So here I just defining it. Okay, so here with this with defining the ID, so here I just defining the ID. So I hope you can well understand about it. So that's how it should be worked. Like without this post, that means the current post, without current post it should be visible the rest of all that category post on particular that position. So here I just put that condition, and after that also we have to get the category, like which category related post which should be visible, like that way, like this should be displayed all that category name on particular that position. So for doing this here I just defining another condition, like is a where, and here I just defining our field, that means the category ID, category underscore ID, and here I have to define with this post, like here with this post I just defining our category ID on particular that position. Okay, category underscore ID on here. So after that he will be get that order by, so I just define as a order and by. Okay, order by I just defining it with will be get that things by the ID, and it should be displayed as a descending order. So here I just defining as a descending order, and after that also I have to define some of the limitation, like how many post news will be visible on here. For right now I want to display the 4 news. Okay, so here I just put that limit on here, like as a limit. Okay, limit I just define that limit as a 4 post will be visible, and then I just get all. So here I just define that get. So that's all you have to do. After that he'll be post save. Now we have to actually pass that our related news. So here in our compact area I just passed it, so I just passed that related news in our detail space. So now we have to update in our detail space, like here. So that is our related news also, like that is actually images, and that is our category. Okay, so for now I want to add one of the loop on particular that positions, like here after that row, here I just take one of the for each. Okay, I just define the for each, and into the for each it should be our here. From here I passed our this one, that is the related news. So here I just define as a related news as news. Okay, so I just define as a news on particular that position. And now it's pretty much simple. I think you already know about it, what exactly that we have to do. We have to update the images. So better I just copy it. Okay, like that I already display the images like here. So I just copy images, and particular that position I just paste that images on here. And these images will be our thumbnail image. Like here you can see that is actually the thumbnail email sizes. So here I just defining as a thumbnail. Okay, I just defining as a thumb image, and also it should be as a news. So here I just defining the news, so public post, and with this news I just define the thumbnail image. And also if you want to put some of the link, you can also do that work. Like here that is the details. It should be redirected to our details page. Okay, so for now I just copy it, and in particular that position. After that here I just defining it. Okay, so it should be redirected to our details, and it should be with this news. So here with this news I just define that slack. And also there is our alternate title. So here I just defining it, so with the news, and here I just defining the title. So I just defining the title on here. So we have to also finish our for each rather than I will forget it. Okay, so like here there is a tab, so we have to finish it. We have to finish it on particular that position. So here I just define as a at the rate and for each. Okay, I just define that and for each on here. So I also defining our title. So right now that is our category. So here I have to define our category on particular that position. So like category will be here I have to defining it. Better I just put that on here. So here with this news. So with this news I want to defining our category. So here I just defining with the category and also then category name. So I just defining that name. And for that category, if you want to put down the link, like it should be redirected to our category page. So here you can do that work, like you have to defining as a URL, and into the URL it should be redirected to our category. So here I just define as a category and then slash. Okay, so then slash, here you have to define as a category ID. So with this news I just simply assign our category ID underscore ID. So it should be redirected to the category ID page. Okay, so here that is actually the URL. So then there should be our title. So our title I already define it. So for now I just copy it, and here I just defining our title on particular that position. And for the title I also want to do, it should be redirected to our details page. For now I just copy it, and here there is a title. I just simply add the details page. So I think it should be very much clear to you because we did a lot of the time with the same things. Okay, so now you can see there is a date and the author. So I already defined that things on here. Like actually that is actually the date and that is actually the author. So better I just copy a total a from here. There is our first of all there is a date and then by author name. So I just copy it, and in our particular that position, so that is a, and a is added on here. So I just defining it. So here I just defining as our date format on particular that position. So it should be with the news. Okay, so I just define that news, then it should be defined that a news and the creator. I just define that as a news and the creator ID. Okay, so here I just define that it will be redirected to the author slash and news the creator ID, and then there is a news and creator name. That means the creator name will be visible on here. I hope it should be very much clear to you right now. And then we don't need to display the share, we only need the comments. And for the comments here I want to do, I just better copy it. Okay, I just copy that comment, and in our that position I just paste on particular that area. So I hope you can well understand about it. So that's all about our related post, and after that there is actually also the reader comment. Okay, so if you go to that position, so into the reader comment you can see they have some of the images. So right now I want to add some of the by default images will be visible on here. Okay, for the reasons in our exercise file, if you go to that in our exercise file, I will actually share one of the PNG. So right now I just want to copy it. And now I want to add the things in our directory. So for now, go to the C drive and into the XAMPP, htdocs, and then there's the pro, and there is a news, and in our others, like here if you go to the public, and in our others manually I just added that things on here. That means the user.png. Okay, so right now I want to actually manually add the things in our comments. So here I already defining our media. I just take only one media on particular that position, and after that there is actually the add comments. So for the add comments I will do the things later. So right now, first of all, here I want to take one of the for each. I just take one of the for each. Okay, I just define for each, and with this for each, first of all, I just define our post. So with this post, I just define the comments. Okay, comments I just define as comment. So I just define as comment, and now we have to finish it. So here I have to finish it. So I just finished that our and for each. Okay, I just finished the and for each on particular that position. So now that is actually the image URL. So right now I want to actually get that emails as a by default. For doing this here, I have to update that like as the asset public the font. So here we have to define that asset public, and after that public it should be redirected to our another others folder. So that is the folder name is the public and the others, and then actually the picture name. So here I just define public and others. Okay, others, and then slash our user.png. So I just manually added that things on here. And also I want to do the same things for this one. So here I just defining it. And now here there is a name of the comment area. Okay, so like who actually commented, so it should be visible on here. So now I want to defining it. So I just define as comment. So here should be actually dollar. Okay, so post comments, and as I defined as a comment, so with these comments I want to define that name on here. That means the comments name. Okay, I just define that comment name on particular that position. So here I display the comment name. It means if you go to the database table, and here if you go to that table and into the comments, if you go here, now you see it's now showing as a comments name, that is the Kazi, Ariyan, admin. So they will be actually display that name, and also there is another option for the comment. So there's the two field I want to display on here. So for the reasons I just define that comment name, and also here I have to define that another field. So here I just defining it. Okay, I just defining with the another one with this comment. Okay, with this comment here I have another field, so our field name is the comment. Okay, so now in particular that position I want to display the comment, so I just define that comment, and then that is actually entity or the replace. So right now we don't need this, I will not work with this one. And now here I just defining that for each, I just add that for each in particular that position. I just set one of the default one of the images on here. Okay, and after that I just defining our comments field name and the comment name. That means in our database here they have the two field. I just display the name who actually commented and what exactly he commented. So all that value I just defining on particular that position. So for now let's check this out. I just click on the save all, and now if you go to that page, like here there is our category page. Okay, now I just refresh it, and into the category listing page here you can see if you put your cursor on particular that position here, you can see I just already assign one of the URL as it should be redirected to the details and with the slash. And also for the another post here you can see I also define that details and the our slash. So now let's check this out, it should work or not. I just click on the details, like here I just click on the right button and now click on the open with the new tab. Here we get some of the error. So trying to get property view count of non-objects. So here I just defining as a view count. So maybe we did something wrong on here. Let's check this out. Okay, so if you go to our controller, that means that detail space controller, and here I define as a where has This function actually creating some of the problem. Better I just remove it. Okay, so I just remove it. I just make the things simple. So here it should be just the where, and here is defining with our field and with this ID, that means the slag ID, and I just want to get only the first data, and then I just post, and with this view count here I just make the things as automatically updated with the one. So now let's check this out. I just click on the save all, and now if you go to that page, like I just remove it. Okay, I just open it with the from fresh, like here I just refresh our home page, and now that is actually one of the posts. Like here I just click on the new tab. Yes, now you can see it's now redirected to our details with the Slack. And here you can see if we are using the Slack, and here you can see it's very much interactive, one of the SEO friendly URL right now. And now our title is perfectly now visible on here. There is a date is visible. Then the created by author name is now visible on here. There is a feature images and the short description, and all that our description is now perfectly visible on particular that position. And also there is a comments here. You can see there is actually the comments right now. They have no comments for the reasons it's not showing as a comments. And all that category related other posts, like there is all that mobile category related post is now visible on particular that area. I hope you can well understand about it. And for this one, they have the no comment. Better I just want to open some of the comment post, like there is actually on the comment post. And here you can see that is the another one. So that is the details, and that is actually our post title, there is a picture, there is a description, and they have the 4 comments. And all that category related news is now visible on here. There is a mobile category, and here you can see that is actually our avatar, that is a default images are using on here. And all that comments, like that is actually the Kazi. So Kazi created one of the comments as a hello, this is good. And there is another comment, there is a Ariyan, there is an admin commented on particular that post, and there is also the comment. So it's now perfectly visible on here. So better I just want to do, I want to actually reduce that image size. So that is in our comments positions, that means the comments. So if you go to our details page, and here that is actually the comments. Okay, so on particular that position I just put one of the white, I just put white as a 64, and also I want to add the height, and for the height I just define as a 64. Now click on the save all, and now if you refresh that page, like I just refresh it, yeah, now you see it's now pretty good. So there is actually the default images, and here there is a Kazi, and that all our comments is now perfectly visible on here. And all that related news is also visible on particular that position. So if you go to our home, like here that is our sports category, so that's all the sports category, they have the 3 news. Right now I want to open it, like here I just open that page, and now it's redirected to our details page with this same layout. Here you can see there is a view is now perfect visible. So that is our title and created by the admin. Okay, and the default images is visible on here, the description, short description, and the total description, and all that related news, like that is actually from our sports category news. And all the sports category, they have only the 3 news. For the reasons rest of the 2 is now visible on here. I hope you can well understand about it. For the reasons I just defining one of the condition on here, like here you can see I just defining the condition is a ID not equal to this post. That means the current post will be not visible in our related, that means the related news area. For the reasons here you can see it's not showing as a current news, that means current, that is actually our current news. So without this he display all that our rest of category news on particular that position. And also here define that our category name, that is our define our title, that is the date, admin, and the comments. So for this post they have no comments, for the reasons it's now becoming blank. So each and everything is now perfectly work on here. And also there is also they have option for the comments, so that is actually option for the comment. So how can create that comment, like here there is an option, there is an add to comments. So here you have to put your name, email, and there is comments, and if you click on the submit, then it should be redirected to our admin page. So if this admin become that things as a approved, then it should be visible on here. Okay, so how can do that work? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So we successfully did our all that category page. That means if you go to that our category, like here there is our category page. So we successfully loaded our category on particular that position. And also right now I defined that our details page. If you click on here, it should be redirected to our details page. and in our details page it will be display all the things, like there is a related all that news, there is a comment option. Okay, so how can add that add comment in our next video? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.